Hello, beautiful beings. Hello, divine creators. Let us see what's coming through at this time. As we mentioned in yesterday's upload, we will be bringing through the post-eclipse readings. We'll start on them next week. And to see what's coming through in the physical after the eclipse period, for the energies are still with us. And now we feel they are integrating more into the physical shifts manifestations. So we'll come into that those uploads, and let us see what's coming through at this time. We just wanted to bring through something for all of you at this time. We are having quite a lot of throat chakra shifts, so do forgive if we are scratching our throat or clearing our throat quite a bit, especially those with with earphones on. So just be aware if you have earphones on, just to perhaps adjust it so it's a little bit softer, so you don't really get too much interference when we clear our throat. And this will be what Source would like us to know now. Let's do that. What's a line for us to receive now? What guidance? What's clarity? Source energy, what would you like everyone who has aligned and who is viewing this video, what would you like them to know? What would you like them to understand? What information, what message do you have for them at this time? Okay. At the center of the read, we have the Fool. So, yep, new beginning. And it's interesting, we took a picture. We took a picture earlier today, and we shall upload it on the storyboard. Actually, we'll remember to upload it on the story here and also on the other Alchemy page. And we took a picture, and it was of lion's head, and there's a small crescent moon on top between the clouds when you have a look, and beautiful colors of orange and yellow just during sunset. And we felt fulfillment, harvest, paradise awakens, and it was about promises being fulfilled and the new dawn bringing in a new blessing. And as we were just uploading it on our Instagram, but as we were typing down the description, this transmission came through. And so we're going to share it on all the social medias because we felt it's quite a nice transmission, a nice, beautiful blessing for what's to come. So really aligned with this new Fool card, new energy, new frequencies, and we're looking at ourselves in the screen. We have been quite tired of late with the integrations and the shifts, so do forgive us should we just look a bit tired or just our energy is a little bit low. It's been quite an intense period. I'm sure all of you are experiencing it differently. It's been quite a heavy shift for us at this time, so we're just allowing it. Not heavy as in heavy negative bad, just a lot of data. So we're just allowing it to process in the background ethers. So just bear with us. So the Fool card, new beginnings, new energy, a new pathway, a new alignment, something new beginning, something new being experienced, a new adventure. It feels like a new adventure. Or rather, time for some adventure in your life. Life has almost been a bit stagnant, a bit dull, repetitive. As you see all these mountains, right? This being has been just climbing on the mountains. It's a lot of work, and oh, interesting. Thank you, Source. It felt as though this climb was never going to end. So this new beginning, we're feeling there's a bit of an unexpected essence to it, because it feels as though when you're on it, it felt like, oh, this is never going to end. This is climbing, going up and up this hill. It never ends, and all of a sudden, it ends. All of a sudden, you're taking the next step, and the climb or the path or the journey ends, and woof, you then enter into a whole new realm, enter into a whole new dimension, enter into a whole new life. So there's a shift coming through where your life is about to just change. It's again, we're seeing this image of you walking on one path, then poof, on another path. And this path you're walking on was, either in the desert, or you're going up the mountain, or it was really cyclic, loopy, whatever you were learning, whatever you were going through, then all of a sudden now you're done, poof, poof, and you're on this new path. So if you're going up the mountain, all of a sudden you're going down and receiving harvest, or you're entering a whole new land where there's no efforting to be done. There's a harvest energy. There is a I don't know if you can see what I'm feeling here. Imagine like a teleportation. You're just walking, thinking, oh, and you can't see it coming. It's literally you're waking up. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again. Just let's keep going. Let's keep focused. And then poof, all of a sudden, floor clears and you in another dimension. And it can be a new job. It can be unexpected abundance, unexpected finances, a new relationship. Whatever happens, whatever initiates or whatever is aligned and comes in with this new beginning, it changes your landscape. So if it's a new relationship, this relationship changes your landscape, whether it's romantic, friendship, familyship, or work. If it's a new job opportunity, it changes your landscape. It's whatever this new step is, changes your landscape. Some of you who have been in a long-term relationship, your partner is committing and it's almost unexpected. It's like maybe you had discussed it before, and maybe because of finances or something, you are, maybe let's not get married now, let's get married maybe later, or let's get proposed, let's save up and we'll get engaged later or whatever. And all of a sudden your partner's just engaged, like unexpectedly they propose because something's happened on their side, or they've saved, or something has shifted where they can do this now and you are planning to do this later. Okay, that's what it feels like. So if it's not even a proposal, it can be maybe even in a business where there is an opportunity of growth and it's been discussed in generally the office, but it's something that has been like it's been pinned for maybe the next quarter or the next year or whatever it is, however it works in your work. And all of a sudden something shifts and this offer opportunity happens to you now. So you are thinking, oh, let's just wait another year and then maybe the promotion, but now the promotion comes now because something shifted. Okay, and that's something that shifted is you. This card just literally flew out of my hand. Strength card. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this card is coming within, but we're receiving a very different message from the Strength card. Very different message. They're saying you are the lion and you have been so brave and you have been so courageous and you have taken on all challenges fearlessly, courageously. You have, whatever has come through, you've tackled it head on, and there are the mountains again. You've been on the mountains, you've been in the clouds, you've cleared all that energy, and these are now your guides, and these are your guides, your source, your team, and they're looking after you. They're saying you can now rest. Very interesting, because this is not what the Strength card generally means. I'm literally reading it like an oracle, and I love them. The cards are like, no, read us as pictures, forget the meanings. Okay. And you see the 3 flowers here the guide is wearing. Stability. They're saying, hey, we're coming in to provide some stability for you. You've been working for stability. You have been, and look at this mane, right? It looks like water. You have been in the state of flow. You've been in this flux state. You haven't really had solid ground. We're coming in to bring solid ground because infinity, you have done the work to balance your frequencies. So we're bringing in a balancing your energies. We, the frequencies of yours, your guides, your team, your ancestors, your angels, whoever you're working with, and your source frequency is saying, hey, we're coming in to look after you. And you are this golden lion, and they're saying you've been so brave, you've been so courageous, you've been fearless, you have been tackling things head on, you have such strength, and now it's time that we look after you. And you can see it's like they have their arms wrapped around you, giving you like a hug, or like it's like when you have a pet and you're just like, giving that love and just like cuddles. That's what it feels like. They're saying, hey, come into our arms, we're going to look after you, we're embracing and we're bringing stability to you. Wow. And you see this tail, it's now light, like white. And you know how the animal's tail, when you think of it, you almost think balance. And that's what they're bringing through. They're saying in the physical, because this is light, in the physical, balance is coming in. You're not going to feel so unsturdy, so unsure, so like almost feeling uncertain. You're going to start feeling sure-footed again. You found your balance. You're going to regain your balance in the physical. You're going to regain your footing. We just saw 11:11. You're going to regain your footing in the physical here. Wow, that is very interesting. We love how the cards are talking today. Very different. Too many cards. Wait, too many card source. Can we? Yes, okay. Without, we've got the Magician. So major arcana so far. Major arcana. Without, you've got the Magician. You manifested this, and here's infinity coming through again. And they're saying now in the physical, you are feeling yourself in this magician power. It's as though you are no longer learning. You are no longer in that space of learning. And again, you see, here you were, learning, what's next, okay, eyes on the prize, what's next coming through, affirmations, let's go, we've got this, don't worry, we've trust this path, and then all of a sudden, poof, all of a sudden, you were in the student energy, and poof, all of a sudden, you're in this new state, where you are this magician, the teacher, you are the healer, you are the guide, you are the guide, the one giving, it's you have all your tools. Here's your sword of truth that you claimed through all those years. Here's your wand, which you also claimed, in your pentacle and your cup. So all of the lessons and the tools and everything you gather along your way is with you, and you have them. And again, almost as though you can lay them down here, like you can lay down the tools of old. The sword you needed to clear the darkness. You no longer need to clear the darkness or clear the illusion or clear the the toxic energies. The wand you needed to cast those alchemies and to shift. You no longer need that. The cups you needed to refill and sort out and potion. You don't need that. The old stability, the old pentacles. No longer. You can lay those tools down. You have now this beautiful instrument. And we love that it's up and down. It has that infinity and eternity. It's like you have the duality. You can move in all directions. You have the power to weave and wield your destiny. This is the new tool you're picking up. And it's this eternal frequency. Yes, it's very interesting. But you're going to find in the physical, however you were being, is going to change. The things you thought you required, you're no longer going to require. Even the ways, it's like, for example, even here, the lion being courageous and patient and strong, you no longer will need to be courageous, and there's not going to be situations you need to have the same courage. You're always courageous, right? Because you're in your authentic truth. But the challenges of the lion in the past and the challenge of the lion now. So even the lion has a different way of being. It doesn't need to have that fearless courage in order to face fear. Now the courage is to be in the light and to embrace the abundance coming in, right? And to embrace what's happening and to embrace the new relationships and to allow yourself to receive. This is now the courage to connect and not to disconnect, to bring in and not to have to clear all the time. So it's a different set of tools, different ways in which you're going to be engaging. And we feel it's you out of the cave, out of the cocoon end stage, and embodying a new physicality, and you are learning this new physicality. It's like you're observing the world and you're able to see all the beings who are not in the awakened path, like who haven't done the journey, and you can feel their energy and see the world that they're living in. And you can also see those who are almost half and half. You can see those who are not interested and in the illusion, and you can see those who are curious and who are wanting more. And then you can spot a few of you who have done the work, and it's like you are aware of the different frequencies and the different energies happening around. You can see the beings who are completely oblivious to the energy work, and you can see the ones who are sort of it's interesting, like all the different worlds. You're able to see all the different worlds, but what's important is you feel stable in yours. You are able, yours has legitimacy, yours is tangible. Yours also has merit. Your world, your way, your view, how you create, how you be, your source energy, how you wish to be source is also valid. It's no longer so genred, right? Even many of you are spiritually gifted, and many of you have spiritual perhaps services or spiritual healings, and yet not all of you are going to look like how all spiritual teachers almost look like, right? Now, in your corporate business, you're doing the healing work. In your education business, you're doing some healing work. Some of you, even if you have a full spiritual practice, you are not what somebody would think. It was interesting. We were in the outdoor park, just in the sun, doing some stretches, and then somebody came through to us because we were on one of the dip bars, and we just had a conversation. And at the end, they were like, when we looked at you, we didn't at all think that you would be this being. And that's what it means. It's like people are not going to expect how you be. You're authentic. So you're not trying to be a specific way of spirituality. You know, if people enjoy a very almost like an idea of how a spiritual being looks like, you are not that. You are allowing a different integration of the physical and spirituality. You are allowing that however you be is spiritual, and that is what we are sort of bringing in. We feel these light codes is however you be and whatever brings you joy and whatever you want to do is valid while you're also a spiritual being. You don't have to separate the worlds. Actually, they both get enhanced by you being both, being of all, you know? So it's a very interesting space where you are no longer holding yourself to a standard of conditioning or a standard of spirituality. You are just being you. And in that state, that's where you are really manifesting everything you want. The King of Pentacles, and here it is at the bottom, and that's what we meant, more tangible. This is you, your reality, your world, what you are wanting to build, being more tangible, being more, having space established in the physical. And again, that's what you're stepping into. It's like, and poof, all of a sudden, oh, here he is. This makes sense. Okay, no longer now, the path to getting here is no longer where you are on. You are now going to be experiencing the path of being here. That's the journey, you being in the stability, and then and we receive from Spirit. For some of you, it'll start small and trickle and increase exponentially. And when we say start small, it doesn't mean it's small. You you are going to, whatever you receive is, again, it shifts you, so it's not small in any measure, but it's like in comparison to what you're building, it increases. So for example, if you meet someone and they're the one, or if, say, you're now getting engaged, that's not something small, it's something quite major, right? Yet when you meet someone or when you get engaged, it doesn't really change much. It's still you with someone, or it's still you engaged, but it's a blessing and it's beautiful and it's bountiful, but it hasn't shifted much in your physical. And as you continue dating, or as you continue in your engagement, things like blessings just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it is like, it might start off small as just like, oh, okay, cool. I just met someone. Yeah, I didn't expect to meet someone. It is interesting. And it's lovely because I feel so amazing and they really make me feel good. And it's not that they try to make me feel good. I don't need them to make me feel good, but just being in their presence really feels good. And you're just really enjoying that energy. And then all of a sudden something else happens, a promotion, all of a sudden something else happens, a beautiful experience, all of a sudden they take you on holiday, and it's like they're making this beautiful effort, and whatever effort you're making they love, and you are everything in terms of what they would want, and they're everything, and it just, everything just becomes more and more and more and more and more. Okay, so for some of you, the storyline and how it goes almost starts like that. Something happens here, then something else, then it builds up. While others of you, it all comes in one big clump. And it just depends on, honestly, however you experience it, know it's aligned to your joy. It's not that, it's aligned to your joy. So you're receiving everything in a way which is always which is joyous to you. Okay? So it might be that something small, then something more, then something big, and then everything all together. While for some of you, having everything come might be a bit overwhelming, but for others of you, something coming all together, everything coming together makes more sense, and it helps everything to be aligned, right? So it just depends on how it works with you right now in this moment. It's how you are right now in this moment is also catered for. So whatever you are receiving isn't to overwhelm you or to make your life harder, it's to make it easier, to make it joyous. So however the energies come in, really, really joyous, you really enjoy it, and you feel stable, you feel abundant, all this grapes, you feel abundant, you feel again that sense of finally having footing. You have a footing. And here you have a new pentacle, new physical, and a new wand of gold. And it's like now you no longer have these old tools that you used along the journey. Now you have new tools that are honoring you now on this journey in this position. And you're no longer holding back. Like there's no longer a need for you to worry about finances or, worry like I don't have enough. Like that feeling of I don't have enough is no longer with you. You have everything you need and more. Okay, 3, okay. So how many cards here? 3 cards at the bottom, and then we have the 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck for overall energy. The 3 of Cups, and we've got the Emperor, and we've got the 3 of Pentacles. We're going to take... Got the Devil. Take the Devil. Yes. Taking the Devil. Taking the Hangman. Because that's what the energies are shifting out of. No. And that's it. Okay. Okay. 2 of Wands are going to come because of the transition you're making. Okay. And then Two of Cups. Okay, the overall energies are speaking to me in a very different way, so we'll bring that through. This is a bit of a lengthier tarot, but hey, we haven't been here for a while, so we're happy that you're all receiving these messages. These three cards are crowning. Okay, so again, you have been alone for the longest time, and finally you're coming to your stability with the Four of Wands. And this is what you've been doing. You have been on the path to come home, the path of stability, the path of grounding, the path that aligns with you, and the path of mastery here with the Eight of Pentacles coming through. That's what you've been doing. You've really been working hard to allow yourself the remembrance and the reclamation and the embodiment of your wholeness. And now this is paying off. You finally found the path and you're on the path home now. You are upon it. It's not that you were walking along the path to being home. Now you're on the path of home, walking it. So you were walking towards it, but now you're on this path walking. You're not walking away from it, but you're walking as it. Okay, so maybe more just on top of it. You're home and now you're walking in this way. And what we're also seeing is that even as you're moving forward in your experiencing, you are honoring your light. So now that you're here, you're not just saying, okay, now I can just be lost in the chaos. Like, no, no, no. I've now learned and I've claimed my light and I've claimed my power. So now I'm going to keep that with me. That's how I'm going to be for the rest of my experience. And that's why the tools are no longer needed for you to carry. They're within you. The wisdom is within you. The knowledge is within you. Everything that you learned on the path is within you. So now you can just trust how you move forward. There's a great sense of trust here. There's a great sense of you being stable, a great sense of celebration. Again, here, wedding, proposal, engagement, or just the new relationships, new opportunities, celebrations coming through here. And building, being established in the physical, really finally being able to, again, feeling a lot more sure-footed. And also you can see your path here. With the Hermit here, it's almost as though you were in the unknown for quite some time, but now you're in the light and you can see a bit more. There's a different seeing. It's not a seeing to define and to limit, but there's a different seeing that you are now also experiencing, a different seeing of the physical, a different understanding, a different seeing of the physical. We don't know how to describe that. We don't know how else to put words, but that's what we're getting, a different seeing. So we have the Three of Cups, the Emperor, and the Three of Coins, overall energy. And here we have the Devil and the Hangman. Okay. And I wish I had another arm and hands, because there's another set here, but we'll just do like this. In between, what came through was the Two of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. So, you were here for the longest time with the Hangman and the Devil. And it was a place which was confusing and it was not at all aligned. And you had to embody the Queen of Swords energy in order to come into your truth, where you had to see everything that was happening with clarity in order to break through, to have a perception shift, so that everything honors in your truth, in order to release any restrictions and bindings, whatever was distorting your physical reality here, whatever was causing this chaos, whatever was causing this conflict within you, externally, in your creative frequencies. You had to see the clarity of it. And then with the Two of Wands, you made a decision. You made a decision to leave this, and you made a decision to come into your truth. And that was the path you have been on for the longest time. Okay. So Source is just giving this energy again in a different way for you to see. And so now you have transitioned. The Two of Wands speaks of traveling. So some of you, we definitely also feel, just in terms of this new energy coming in, some of you might be traveling, either traveling for a new job or traveling for a new job, relocating perhaps moving to a new home. The Four of Wands, moving to a new home. There's a shift happening here. Okay, so it can be physical travel too. But in this overall energy, a transition from the Devil, the Hangman, and the Five of Wands energy to this energy of the Three of Cups, the Emperor, and the Three of Pentacles. So this is you in your power as the Emperor, finally in the light. And this is Aries energy. So first house energy is how you be, how you present, your leading energy is now aligned with your truth, aligned with your source, aligned with your soul, aligned with your source energy, your authentic creation energies. And now there's stability in relationships with the Three of Cups, and there's stability in your physical. So this is where you're moving into, where now you're having physical stability in your work, in your career, in your financial sector, all material stuff, and it grows. It grows. You can invest in these new spaces, you can invest in these new energies, and they invest in you. And then Three of Cups, new relationships, new contracts, new people, new support team, new community, and there's joy, there's celebration, and they support you, and also it's stable. These are stable relationships and stable physical manifestations. You're now in the space of stability. Again, you are sure-footed, not only in the physical, but also in relationships. There isn't that doubt of being betrayed or deception. You are no longer worried about, okay, but who's this person? Am I allowing them in? And it's like everything is tended to. So even if you do have a big financial breakthrough, right? And it's so much that you need financial advisors or you need accountants. It's like there's no worry about, oh, but then who am I going to work with? Can I trust them? That's God. Whoever you're attracting, you just trust. There's no betrayal frequency in this new space you're stepping into. Because you can't attract betrayal anymore. You can't attract deception anymore. You have done a thorough job. That's why the Hangman was so long. The Hangman was to make sure that this energy of restriction, deception, manipulation, and whatever it is that was taking restriction, bondage, lack, scarcity, it was to make sure it was completely purified with the Queen of Swords energy. It was no stone left unturned. Everything had to be cleared to such a point that when you are now in this new space, you have zero concerns. You never doubt yourself. You never doubt your authentic frequency. You never doubt your intuition. You never doubt your experience. You never doubt your gut feeling. It really strengthened you to this formidable space where you are just so clear in who and what you are. And this blessing coming in from your guides, from the universe, it also brings in a further deepening of trust, because now it brings in the material manifestations you have been wanting. It now brings in the material energies that you have been wanting, and as it does that, it solidifies. So now even more so, you have no doubt and no insecurity about your guidance system, about your source, about your path, your journey. There's a great celebration, a great honoring. We feel a lot of celebration around you. We feel a lot of relief, because you can finally just rest. You can sit down, is what we're receiving. It's like you can finally just sit down, and we like it because we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Emperor, we have the Queen of Swords, and here we also have we have the Strength card, and you see the Lion is also now at rest in the arms of your guides and your angels. And here you are sitting down finally, where you were walking a great deal, learning, walking, learning, walking. You can now take a seat in your stability, in your truth, in your passion. This is fire, air, and earth. So you can now sit down. Stability in your physical, stability in your mind, and stability in your intuition, in your fire energy. Really beautiful. And then here with the Three of Cups, stability in your emotional, with support, which is nice, yeah, with support. You're not standing alone. It's interesting. We didn't get like the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups, but we feel sources saying we don't want in your emotional body, you are happy and you're not alone. It's like you're no longer feeling isolated. You're no longer feeling a loner on the journey. You are meeting new people. You are meeting new energies here. And each of the three beings here, or each of the beings you're meeting, they're all in this space too. So there's no codependency, there's no lack, there's no neediness. They're solid. So you're meeting other people who are solid in their truth. So you're literally just being. There's no work, there's no efforting, it doesn't feel resistance. You can now again sit and breathe and come into that place. On the bottom of the deck now we have the Two of Cups. So energies coming together. So yes, there's a lot of co-creative energies coming together for you at this time. And we feel this is playing out in the next week and the next 3 weeks we're receiving. So we're recording this on the 27th of September. So for the next week and the next 3 weeks, from whenever you're watching this, it is timeless. So whenever you're watching this, up to 3 weeks out, these beautiful changes coming through. We're shuffling again, so we're just going to see what Source would like to share. There we go. Page of Pentacles. Okay, look at that. Thank you. Page of Pentacles, where at the bottom of the deck with the Eight of Swords, you felt trapped, you felt restricted, you felt you couldn't move forward. And again, the blindfold, you don't see this new change, you don't see this new pentacle coming. Look, here you are, blindfolded, you feel restricted, you can't see, and then here's a new pentacle being offered to you. You don't see it coming. You literally don't see it coming. And look, we love that they're in the shadow, from the unknown, from your spirit frequency. And here you are in the light, in the physical. You don't see this new, and look, the pentacle is light in the physical. So here you are in the physical, receiving from your non-physical a physical new pentacle. Oh, we love these cards. We're just receiving them so differently, the messages today. And so this is what's coming through. And it's new, it's very new energy. Whatever's coming in is new for you. It's a new physical experience. So it might not be something like it might be it might not be new as in it's not known to you. So for example, you are wanting a new job, that's known, you want a new job, right? But the process of how this new job, and you've had new jobs before, but the process of how you get this new job and how this new job is offered to you is new, and how you are treated and how you experience it is new. You've been in a new relationship before, but the process of being in this new relationship and how this person is with you is new. It's a new way. The physical is responding to you in a new way. And even how you communicate with these new people, it's a new way. The new people coming to life, it's a new way of communicating with people because they are balanced with their energies of non-physical and physical. So the conversations aren't so skewed to fear and conditioning and what's happening. You are experiencing a new way of being, a new way of experiencing these opportunities. This is interesting. We can't quite describe the energy you are feeling, but we know that you're feeling it right now. For it's the energy you've been working on and working with, right? So beautiful beings, an interesting new energies, interesting new week coming through. We love the imagery of the lion, you being the lion, the lioness, you being the lion being, and you being fearless, you being courageous, you being strong. And now your guides and your beautiful team, your source coming through and saying, hey, We've got you now. We're coming in. You don't have to be so courageous and brave and fearless. Not in that way anymore. Remain fearless, remain courageous, remain brave, but for a very different reason. We're coming to tend to you. We're coming to bring in a new physical experience for you. You can now rest, you can now breathe, you can now sit, and you can now finally feel more balanced and more grounded. You have sure footing now in the physical. It's no longer so uncertain and so rickety. Right? It's like you're no longer walking on that rickety bridge, not knowing what's coming up next. It's now sturdy and stable and strong, and you have certainty with the next steps you're taking. Even though it's still in the unknown, because you're attracting new energy, you have certainty as you have those unknown steps. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, beautiful beings. And thank you for supporting us. Thank you for the likes, comments, and the shares. Thank you for subscribing. And we will remember to upload that image and the beautiful transmission we received of harvest and fulfillment and paradise awakening on the story on here and also on the Alchemy side. Alchemy channel, rather. Okay, thank you, beautiful beings, with lots of love. We'll see you soon. Blessed be.